As we can see over there, my name is Mahmud Ansari, and currently I am working with LBEF College, Kathmandu, Nepal. My designation is program leader. Earlier, I had worked with database executive with MNC in Bangalore. Then after I worked with a company in Nepal called AMC, which is AML CFT for banking softwares. And today we'll have the one webinar on SMAC, that is the social mobile analytics and cloud. So this is one third platform which is very much emerging in all digital market for all these e-commerce. So this is enabling a lot of features. So we'll see one by one what are they, how it came to market. So SMSC is the acronym. It's an acronym for four emerging technology, that is social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. This concept is based on four emerging, as we know that they all are, even dependently, they are evolving, they are doing good in the market. So what in the SMSC is integrated tools of these four emerging technology, and that is providing a complete digital solutions for the market, for the digital market. So the term, it was evolved in 2011-12, and many company has given the many names, they have given many thoughts to this. One famous company, International Data Corporations, which has given the name, this is the third platform for business. Similarly, the second was client server model, and the first one was mainframe, which was from IBM, which was given in 1950 century, and still today it continues. The recent researchers has given their own views about this SMSC. Like some people have said that IoT would be the next extension of SMSC. It will be the fifth extra pillars of SMSC. Even similarly, artificial intelligence, robotics, it can be the new next inventions, next pillars of SMSC. The three companies which are very widely using in the world are Amazon, Facebook, and Google. They are widely using it, and they are the one of the leading vendors in the world. So the four technologies under SMSC, they are social, which is social media. Next one is your mobile and analytics, and finally we have cloud. So we'll talk one by one about these four technologies. So social media, as we know, this has become a part of our life. Without social media, hardly any of us we think our day that if we do not browse the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we'll see that something is missing from our life. And according to the survey, we know that 465 million active accounts are there only with Twitter. 1.06 billion users are there at the Facebook, which is 15% of total population of the world. So we can imagine how people are active with the social networks. Similarly, we can see that 35 hours of video is uploaded in the YouTube. So almost 15 to 20% of traffic, entire internet traffic, is being handled by only YouTube channel itself. So this is becoming one of the greatest media, greatest source to publish, to do the social marketing, to the digital marketing of our any product and services. So next one, what we have are mobiles. So mobile phone is very much lightweight, is very compatible to carry this. So we all have one smartphones, at least according to the survey, it has been said that at least 55 to 60% have the smartphones in the world. And this has become one of the organ of our body. Without smartphones, without phones, we do not go anywhere. We can miss our breakfast, but we hardly do miss our smartphones. So even a smartphone, because it is very much easy for the people to carry, is also becoming easy to communicate for the business people. They can communicate, they can market their product and services using these mobiles and any electronic gadgets. Next one, we have analytics. So analytics is all, there is two transactions. One is OLAP and OLTP. So OLTP is for storing the data, it's for managing them. And next one, OLAP is for big data, for data analysis. Online analysis process is for data analysis. So we can store the data, and from the data we can make many analytics, we can make many analysis, so that we can make what would be the next phase of our business, what are the decisions we need to take from the business, what are the things next we can implement, so we can get some ideas if you do the analysis. So major tools are like Tableau, SAP HANA. These are the tools for analysis. And next one, the very much famous in the market nowadays, is called cloud computing. So cloud computing is the one thing. If I start talking about the cloud computing, maybe one day, 1 week is not enough for this cloud computing. So in the very briefly, what I'll say about the cloud computing is resources, the IT resources which are deployed in internet, and that is shareable. So using that, the company can reduce their cost with infrastructure and the other cost for employing, for storing the data. So this can be reduced. The most examples are Amazon Web Services. This is one of the greatest example of cloud. So we know that in cloud, what happens, all these resources, we can store our data in the cloud and we can access anywhere. So for this, we don't have to buy our own server. We don't have to have our own employee. We are shipped with processing cost, storing cost, and employee. So this is the cloud-based approach. So as we know that SMSE is an integrated tools of 4 emerging technology in the market, that is social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. So whereas the company, the company, they have integrated all these 4 emerging technology, and they have come up with one tool, that is SMAC, which provides business solution in the digital market in 21st century. Moving to next slide, the benefits of SMSC to the organization. So we can check benefits. The organization have some benefits. The professional have some benefit. So what are the benefits we can have when we are adopting SMSC to our business? So this is the ecosystem which provides an integrated tools, as I said earlier. This is different opportunity business such as marketing, finance, database, CRM, and so on. So these are the benefits which organization can get. They can market of their product and services. In the finance, it will be very easy because the cost will be reduced. And marketing, that if you go for traditional marketing like advertising in televisions, in newspaper, so even that is a classic, and that is a very very costly. And nowadays hardly people do watch the television, they hardly read the newspaper. But in a day almost everyone use Twitter, Facebook. So it has become a trend to publish there, to market there, to advertise their product and services. Database, even though we can store our database in the cloud and so on in many ways, CRM, content relationship management and all. So these are the SMSE can benefits to the organization. The one is we can adopt the structure cost, expand the market and shares, and proves the product and services. It enables business to grow more prominent due to global reach. So in the global, we can publish our data. If we have some services which is very much popular in the market, so we can globalize our product and services. Consumers feedback, by using SMSC, we can collect the consumers feedback and rating, and if there is something to be done, some feedbacks, according to the feedback, if you need to improve in some quality and services, we can do that by collecting users feedback, and we can minimize the overheads. In organization, what we find that there are many people, there are numbers of people is more, but work is very less, so we can minimize the overhead. So this is the benefits to the organization. Benefits to the professionals also, if we are adopting the SMSE, so we can train and we can get the market in the place, because there are many companies which are moving towards the SMSE. As I told, the Amazon, Google, Facebook, they are hiring the good people who have good knowledge in SMSE. Next one, adapt model. So as we know, every business will go through a certain phase where they need to adapt some of the things, some of the technologies, some of the upcoming technologies. So in 1916, for example, if I say in 1916, when the internet was boomed, So by the time, even the many organizations which were existing by the time, even we were not born by the time, but what this is what information we have got from internet, we have from newspapers, some books, magazines. So by the time, many company, they were not ready to adapt to go with the internet. But later on, when they found the internet is one of the greatest inventions in the from 19th, 16th century. So by the time, everyone was so crazy and they switched to the internet. This is how, that is awareness. So every company had to be aware about the new technologies. Without this, because this is the era where we have to have good you hold in technologies. Without using any technology, it is very difficult to cope with our competitors, to be global. So we have to be aware. That is, adapt model has 5 phases. That is, one is awareness, next one is denial. It is the second phase. Denial is the second phase. It state the mind, the organization or any individual would initially display before them. Suppose if I am showing any product and any services, any technology to any organization, the first, how the organization will behave, how would be the mindset, how will they react by seeing that technology. No, I don't use this, I don't adopt this, this is very much costly, this is not useful for me, this is not fruitful, this is not productive for me. So that actions, that mood that people will show, that is a denial. Next, third phase is acceptance. In this third phase, organization begin to show the true willingness to adopt the technologies, willingness to accept the new technology and therefore changes. So in the third phase, acceptance, when the people will get to know, they will realize that this technology is very much fruitful, it is very productive for my organization, then they will come up with a mood that yes, I have to adopt this technology, and that is third phase, that is acceptance. Next one, we have progress. So in this phase, suppose they have adapted the technology, and in that technologies, they will be using for this, trial versions. And in that, they will see how was the progress earlier and what is the scenario now. Before adapting this technology, before adopting this, softwares or any tools, how my business was performing. And after this, how my business is performing, that is a trial phase. In the trial phase, they will see how it is, what is the current scenario of my business, that is a progress. And final one is transformation. So once they will analyze, oh, there is a vast difference before, by the time I was not adapted this technology, and now there is a vast difference. So they will transfer their business into the particular technologies. So for example, I can show you, I can see you, I can tell you about, the Facebook was not there, that mobile phone was not there. So how difficult it was to communicate. So by the time, people used to write letters, they used to go to post office, they used to post this, and that used to take a lot of time. Even the mobile internet banking, by the time, there was the banking had not introduced internet banking. By the time, it was so difficult for this transaction, we have to visit the bank premise, we have to follow the queue. So how difficult. Nowadays, everything by using our gadgets, by phone, with a single click, within a fraction of minute, fraction of second, we can commit our transactions. So that is the transformation, that is the 4 adapt model of the business. Next, what are the challenges during adoption of SMSE? So it means that whenever any organization will adopt SMSE, what are the challenges they can face and what is the possible solutions? So I have listed some five, 4 challenges, that how to popularize the business in the social networks. So this is the one challenge. Suppose, if, as we know that in the business, they when they are adopting any technologies, any tools, so they will have the curiosity, how can I use it, how will it help me to popularize my brand, my product and services. So for this, we can post. For frequently, we have to post in the timeline about the product and services. That is a timeline posting. Next one, how to connect with the customers. So for this, we have to use some of the social Facebook, Twitter. So by this, we can brand our product and services, and we can see, suppose I am producing any product and services which I found this is very much famous for only hot climate, so maybe I'll target Chennai or Delhi during the summer. Suppose I have some products, some jacket I'm preparing which is very much useful for these people who are staying in the hilly area. So for this I'll target people in Kashmir, in you know Dehradun, maybe Nainital, Uttarakhand. So this is the place where I'll target. So based on our product and services, we'll target that area, and we'll do our marketing in the particular area. So that also social media is very much helpful for that. Next one, how to analyze the data and implement in business. So for this data, we have different data sources. We can get it from data sources, and we can collect it from Facebook, and we can analyze this and we can implement in our business. Next one, we have how can we reduce the cost by adopting the SMSC. So as I told earlier that during the marketing campaigns, we have to spend a lot of financial resources in branding, in advertising, in television, in magazine, in newspaper, and that is very traditional approach. And nowadays, totally things are gradually moving towards the digital world. So this is easy for branding, for marketing our product and services in social medias. In mobiles, everyone is using mobiles. Everyone is very much used to of using gadgets, and is very lightweight, is very portable, compatible. So for this, we can target our potential customers, and we can publish them by storing data, because nowadays the data is everything. Data is becoming one of the users thing in the world. So storing the data is a lot of costly things. So for this, we can choose cloud, so we can store data. So that is again, cloud will provide the use and pay. So as much as spaces you will use, you have to pay this. So that is also very easy. So this is the challenges, and they are the solutions. Next, how can we implement SMSC? So for implementing SMSC, as we can see in my slide, a customer or multiple customer will be there. So if they need to interact with this business or with this any organizations, so there is a two-way communication. One is directly they can visit my website, or directly they can communicate using mobile phones, electronic devices like iPad, your smartphones. So, and the data will be stored in the cloud. So as we can see, a customer which is inquiring or complaining about any product and services, so directly is visiting the company website, or directly he can inquire or get feedback through using the cloud or mobile phones. So that will be, again, the data will be stored here. So whatever the inquiry you will send to website or to the mobile, so that data will be stored in the cloud, and from the cloud we can analyze. So analyze means, suppose I am a business, I am running a shopping mall. So I'll see the slowly people are started buying warm clothes. So I'll get to know that yes, winter season is to come. Now again they will they will order all these warm clothes. So suppose if the sales are increasing of milk, so they will keep the sugar, so that they will know when the people are buying the milk for the tea, so definitely they will buy the sugar. So based on that analytics, the business will grow. And we know that SMSC is not so famous, not popular in the market. Very rare companies are using this. So we can expect that by 2021, 23rd, 24th, this will be adopted widely, at least in Western countries. So in India, slowly, Flipkart, Amazon has already switched. So Flipkart is moving towards the SMSC. And one example is we have for SMSC, which has implemented Netflix series. So in Netflix series, what happens? We have to register with our username and password. And based on our previous movies we have watched, they will recommend some movies to our profile, to our Facebook, or to our Twitter. So that is that they have also implemented SMSC. So that is about SMSC implementation. Now, if there is any questions, I would be happy to answer it. Is there any question? Any questions?
Alam sir, I don't think there are any questions here. Babita, if you have any questions. No, I think Babita is also does not have any questions.
Okay.
Okay, so she's replied, no sir, no questions.
All right.
I think if you have finished, then I think we can stop this.
Okay, I have finished, and this is all about SMSC. So SMSC is the trending technology. Maybe this is the next, third platform, and this will rule our IT market. So this is about SMSC. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Alam sir, for taking out your valuable time. Right, we will see you next time. We will very soon with a new topic. Right. Thank you.